capybara, 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 capybara.
It's not. I had left it out while the 5 minutes were going and then completely forgot about it. Welcome in, Fantasy. So I've just been talking to myself. It's okay. It's essentially what I do anyway, even with it in. Hopefully your day is going well. Okay, here and here. And then a space. It's going. I feel you. Trick A and B tier Pokemon might be under costume. These two on top of the big arch, then the arch, and then this. Here we go. Now we got two skellies, two of this. Welcome in, Carrot. So this is our second advent of today. I'll show you the first in just a moment. Pinch, pinch. Squishy, squishy all the way down. Okay, then the rest of the pieces. So 2 3s. And a 4 and a 2 on top. And then if I can get these to go on. Okay, so we have our little like fireplace, and then the other one for today was this kind of like, not like a jack-o'-lantern, but the ghost is lit up instead of, you know, the inside of a pumpkin. Those were our two advents for today. And the first one didn't become part of one of the bigger sets, but this one does. So I got to put it in the space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 or 3 more of those. And then there it is. No, that's not the right book. Oh, here it is. I'm looking for the book for the part of the build, and it was underneath the build. Imagine that. Sorry, I was writing my grocery list out earlier. I gotta leave that up. So, we are starting on bag 9. So we'll do 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we'll have 13, 14, 15, and 16 on Thursday. Oh, I meant to look that up too. I dropped the little booklet for the build we've been working on, the community tabs. And with my knee, I can't bend down and get it. So I meant to look it up. That way, if anybody did brick tax, I could just do it that way. So let me look up Space Diner real quick. I kept thinking there was something I meant to do, and then I didn't. I just couldn't remember it. But of course now I do. So give me a second to look it up. Okay, I may have to do it through orders because I'm not finding it. Bear with me just a moment. There you are. Yeah, I went to set it down and it slid between the two desks and onto the floor, and I can't get down on the floor right now. So my plan was to just look it up, but then I forgot. So anyway, I found it. Okay, we don't have... Nope, we used both pieces from that, so I can get that away. Keep my tweezer where I can find it. And, of course, keep a brick separator just in case. There is a battle going. There we go. Stream Raiders battle going if anybody's interested in joining that. Sorry, my brain is very farty today. I can't remember anything. But we need this piece. So we bought lower wattage bulbs to stick in the light above me, hoping that it would dim it and it wouldn't like completely wash me out. And it did. However, in the process of doing that, I figured it was like a 60-watt bulb in there. However, upon taking out the bulb, we learned that it was a much higher wattage bulb in there. Like maybe a 90-watt bulb. It was crazy. So now part of me is like, is that too low? You know what I mean? Like, should I stick one slightly higher in there? But so I think we're building a tree. Two red, an orange, a yellow, and two more flowery things. Orange and red, and it wants like that. And then yellow and red. And we flip it down. Okay. Sorry, for a second I was like, did I do that wrong? But no, I did it right. Okay, and nope, I did do that one wrong though. There. So now we have a Christmas tree. Let's maybe spread these out just a smidgen. Okay, so now one in and three like that. Yeah, so that's how they wanted that. And I have been told the Jack House is top heavy, to be careful while moving it. So I will attempt to be careful. A sack? Is it a sack of presents? Yeah. Keep dropping the piece. A Perugly? Let's just do Pokey Catch. Just a basic. Okay, so now we gotta connect these, push them forward. Okay. Then we want them one row in. we're gonna build a doorway. Like this. Like this. Ooh, then we put a window. Oh, it does go in this way. Okay, our tweezer. And then an eye. And this eye reminds me of like the eye from Hocus Pocus. Like the eye on the book. That's what it reminds me of. There we go. Then we stick said door right there. Okay. More angly pieces, straight pieces. Oh, per ugly escaped. No one caught it. Rigged. Just throw that piece across the desk, why don't I? Okay. So let's see what it says. I'm gonna do this twice. So here, then here. Okay, one. Yeah, so this weekend we got things a little more settled. Still, I feel like a bunch to go till it's completely, back to normal, but we did get some more. And then yesterday, the movers came back and picked up the boxes so we wouldn't have to recycle them or, attempt to get rid of them somewhere, which was nice. And then today, the roofer guy came to look over the work and tell us that they had to submit an amendment because the original estimate didn't include the rafters that were broken and stuff like that, and confirmed of what our co-payment was and said don't worry about paying them until they come back with that amendment check for us to sign, because apparently the insurance, when they send checks out like that, they send it so that the check is made out to essentially us and them, so that way they can't just take the check and run, which is nice. They have to have us sign it. So, And obviously, we're not going to sign it if the work isn't done. So that's nice, you know. Because I'm sure that has been an issue in the past is, you know, we'll fix it. They get the check from the insurance and then they never do the work. So that's where we're at right now with this. So he came and he took his pictures and I signed the check. And he said he'll be back when they have the amendment check and we'll need to sign that too. But he let us know they ordered 2 new of the skylight things because, you know, they can't just order one, basically. They don't have the kind we have anymore. So they had ordered 2 similar, and he's waiting for them to come in. He said he got a hold of some guy, one of their distributors, and ordered them, but that guy didn't give him like a estimated time, you know, like when they'll be here. So it's just kind of a wait and see game. But they are working on it. So. Okay, apparently there wasn't much in bag 9. That bag went by really fast. And again, we're going to do this twice. No, I was like, that doesn't look high enough. Because it's not. There we go. Okay, 1. Now, let's repeat the process. Okay, so we have 2. Now we stick them on there. Then we and then these clip in this time to this little on top so they stay more. And again, 2 of these. to make sure I have them the direction they want so that they look like that. Then we take this and stick it on here. So now that looks like that. Like I said, well, that bag didn't have much in it. And it went by really fast. Okay. No. Move my little trash can just a smidgen closer. Okay. So now it looks like we're working on like the next higher up piece of Jack's house. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, hiccups. Okay. That was Stream Raiders. I'm not gonna bother switching it because it's literally just me in the battle. So I died. That's okay. Continue. Start battle. A Sither. Kogi. Catch. Ultra. Since it's just me, I'm going to put out my Phantom. Because he is a crazy tank. And that way, if nobody else joins, I'll have a better chance. But the battle is there if anybody does want to join it. Okay. So. Oh, sorry. I've not been getting the best sleeps with my knee. It's hard to get comfortable. I am a side sleeper. Usually my right side. And I can't lay on that side because I can't have my knee turn that way. Like, you know what I mean? Because then my whole body's pressing on it. So I've been trying to sleep on my left side with like a pillow between my legs to help give my knees some, you know, cushioning, some stable. And it kind of works, but I often then it's just not the best. But my MRI is this Friday, and then next Tuesday is my appointment with the doctor. So, hopefully... Woohoo! I caught it! I caught the Scyther. So hopefully more answers to come. Okay. I apparently skipped a step. Push you guys up to that corner. There we go. So, I've been trying to, I think I have the rest of the year planned out. So, this I will finish this week, and then, of course, I have next week is still technically October. I have really just something to do on Tuesday. But I don't know. I might not wind up streaming Tuesday because, next Tuesday, because I have an appointment at 2:30. But I also have to pick fantasy up at like 1 o'clock or 1:30, one of the two. Because they've early released for parent-teacher conferences. So, depending on how I feel after said appointment with the doctor, I may or may not go to the teacher conferences that night. But Thursday, I will still have to pick her up. You know, so. So next week's kind of weird. Like, I will stream next week. It's just a matter of what time. And I really do think they're going to do surgery on my knee. So then there's like, when are they going to do that? And such. But anyway, so then I plan to do the Burrows in November. And that's going to take, time. And then, of course, Christmas ones during December. Which I currently have 2 normal size ones and 1 tiny one. I plan to get 2 more sets. I have the poinsettia, the post office, and the delivery truck. The delivery truck's pretty small for a set, but so this, that. Okay, I have all the pieces for this. But I plan to get the wreath and it's like a Christmas candle set, and then we have the wreath candle set thing from last year that could be done multiple ways that we took apart, and so we'll do it again this year, but in a different way for December. So then I'll just kind of fill in with little bits here and there as needed. And I am like 400 points shy of having my 2 $100 off coupons on the Lego point system, whatever, and then I will use those to bring down the cost of like the big Hogwarts. So I'm hoping that will be like my first build of the year, but we'll see. Oh, I'm looking for 2. There's not 2. Here's flat. There's the one. And then you, and then there is another one. There it is. Oh, and then Fantasy gets out early this Friday as well, because of homecoming. Because they do a big homecoming parade, and so they want all the kids home, and like that bulk traffic died down, so that way they can get the roads closed off for the parade. Which we didn't go to the parade last year, and I don't plan on going to it this year. Let's lower the twist. There we go. No, I guess that is how they have it. Never mind. Okay, maybe not quite. Like that. Oh, 8 of those, not 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do for trick-or-treating this year either. Last year we drove to the base after attempting to trick-or-treat in our neighborhood and realizing nobody really puts out candy in our neighborhood. We were supposed to go with a friend of mine, my faux sister-in-law, but her daughter wound up being sick, and so they didn't go trick-or-treating. So I don't know if they plan to go this year and stuff like that. Turn in some windows. Welcome in, Steel. I wish you a speedy recovery. that you start feeling better soon. I think it was...
Evie!
Trust me. I know. My knee is... There's no, like, comfortable position. Even with it elevated and an ice pack on, there's no, like, good position. And I still have all the adulty stuff to do around the house, like laundry and dinner and stuff. So then, like, one foot winds up like the opposite leg's foot winds up hurting, and that same hip because I'm trying to like balance but not throw all my weight onto the other side. It's a mess. By the time I see the surgeon next Tuesday, it will have been like 3 weeks exactly since I did the accident. So hopefully they have answers, and I really do think I'm gonna have to have knee surgery. I really do. I'd be surprised if they said no. Like if I didn't need it. They think I tore one, maybe two things. The lady I saw who, you know, requested the referral for the MRI thinks I tore my meniscus and or my ACL. She thinks I tore one, the other, or both. So all because I tripped over the fecking cat. Well, that Lego didn't want to be out. It wanted to go back in the bin. Yeah, stupid noodle. Yeah, and Crazy's supposed to go away next week to some class or something in Baltimore. So that's lovely. An Esper? Pokey catch. I mean, I can drive. Because I can put weight on it. It's like not full weight though. So I can drive. I just don't drive very fast. And I try to leave lots of space so I don't have to like no chance of having to like brake really hard. Or less chance. I shouldn't say no chance. There's other people on the road. Rude. That's the second one I've not caught that I attempted to. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much reflection back at you guys. supposed to fall off. You're supposed to stay on. There we go. I found and ordered. I thought I ordered them the other day, but then I guess I got sidetracked trying to see if I wanted to add anything to the order and then wound up not ordering them. But I ordered them this morning. They said they'll be here tomorrow or the day after. Some diamond dot ornament type things to do during December or leading up to December to send out to people. Rare candies may be dropped from catches. You'd have to let me catch anything for that to matter. Stay clippy clippy. And it says flip. And everything comes off anyway. Wonderful, wonderful. There we go. So then we turn it this way and it gets clipped into those two. Like that. Then we do it again. This time, we do it on this side. And this time, I'm going to hold this like this. Nope, other way. Right? Yes. And again, clippy clippy. No, I did do that wrong. There we go. This one. I'm gonna combine those since there's not much. Now we do this. Three of these. Stay. You. And three of these. Okay. Some more walls. And I'm just gonna dump those. Both minions had off school yesterday. They said it was for like teacher in service or whatever, but it was also Indigenous Peoples Day, but they said that wasn't the reason they had off, which I'm inclined to believe because this past Friday was the end of the quarter, so it was probably also, maybe it was a combination of both, but maybe it had nothing to do with Indigenous Peoples Day either, because it was probably to give them time to get everything updated in the grade books. She went back today, but Boy Wonder still had off today. They called it fall break for him. But he'll just have school Wednesday, Thursday this week. And tomorrow I have a parent-teacher conference for him at noon. I didn't say to attach it, so I'm not going to. These are getting built pretty fast today. There's not been much to the bags. The plan was for this to go till Thursday, but at this rate, I don't think it will. Okay. Ooh, it looks like there'll be more wreaths. Oh, there it is. Hidden! Okay, so that, then blue, orange, yellow, flat red. More like a maroon, but either way. Another, yeah, it's a black sandalwood. There it is. And I always call these like phone pieces because that's what they remind me of a phone. Ooh, a magnifying glass. A cup. See a bench. And that's a cookie. Ah, there's the bench. Okay, so. And what's crazy is this magnifying glass like really works. Like it really magnifies things. Bench. Cookie. And cup. And that is going to go right here. Okay, now 2 telescopes. A fish. A fishy, 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 fishy. Oh, and a green bottle. And a sticker. Okay, so sticker number 12. It's Sandy Claus. Sandy Claus, Sandy Claus. Sandy Claus goes right like that. Okay, so we gotta build, I think, a telescope. Okay, apparently my brain got ahead of itself. Two dots. A stand up telescope, a dot thing, the other telescope. And we're gonna stick that in that back corner. Ah. Oh, I was like, what is that noise? It's Kitty down there flopping around on stuff. So then we have the bottle and the fish inside that box. So this is gonna go like that with red flower and this and okay, so it says those things go in the box, but I'm not so sure about that. I guess unless instead of being standing up, they're like kind of hanging out of the box. Sorry. Let me play around with some different things. It's one of those times I wish I had the 3D. Okay, maybe the bottle is next to the box, not in the box. Because that is possible. I think that's what it was. The fish was in the box, but the bottle was next to the box. That makes more sense. Okay. Pokey catch. Remember that types A and B may be in costume, so they may be really something else. It's just me again, so I'm not gonna switch screens. I'm just gonna run the battle and see what happens. Again, it escaped. Rude. Rude. I'm doing pretty well by myself. There was 34 enemies. I have taken out 25. There's just chests left now. Woohoo! Go me! Go me! skin. Ooh, I got another skin. I want the War Beast skin. I want this War Beast skin, which is apparently the only one I have not gotten. Oh, I can specialize. The Ironclad Balloon Buster receives less damage from ranged enemies. The Slaying Balloon Buster deals more damage to big enemies. The Volatile Balloon Buster deals more splash damage than normal. Let's do more splash damage. It's still... Okay, what do I know? I was like, it still says... Let's check. I just got Captain spells, so... Let's upgrade you. And then you. And back to units. Let's go to the store and see scrolls. Down. Now we're doing the extreme boss. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I did that. Now I want one of you, one of you, one of you, one of you, and one of you. And another sticky icky fur. So take this and this and put this over it. And this over that. Oh, I guess it is like that. And this here. This is our chalk. So it's like that. And then we want this big chalkboard type sticker. So I take this and stick it in that black dot, and of course immediately break it off. But there we go. And then I show you and I drop everything anyway. But yes, there's that. Listen, fishy, stay in the box. Same thing, opposite side. Oop, got the wrong piece. Now 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. I'm gonna move this to the side just so see what I'm doing here. So this goes on here. And here. And here. Next step is one under. Welcome in, Crazy. If I can stop dropping these pieces. These bags have been going by pretty fast today, so we may wind up playing some more Disney Dreamlight Valley. Well, that's good. Brick tags. I forgot to have you pick up the book from underneath the because it fell through, so I had to pull them up on the digital directions. So it's actually 2 steps, but you know, one piece is not a step. Okay, so that I put them away. Where did I? They're there. Last I checked, these were still on sale. So I was thinking about grabbing another pack while they were still on sale for $20. Anybody like to guess before I open it? So far, we have the ends of the first row, and that's it. You really want that alien in a black suit? Eggies, 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 eggies. Still no alien in a black suit. I'm sorry. We got the alien in a fedora. We got this guy. So I think it's a kid though, because it's got like the mini legs. It's got a little book bag. Little fedora. And a camera. He's taking pics while he's visiting Earth. Yeah, I would say this one's supposed to be like a kid alien because it's got the little legs, you know, that don't move individually. So let's find my pen wherever I moved it to. Ah, there it is. The kid is infiltrating schools, right? Okay, then Pokey Booster Pack. I'm pulling out all the packs, apparently. Give me the cards. In this pack, we got Iron Jugulus. I think that's how you say it. Then Okidogi. And he's sparkly. And then Graveyard. And in the second pack, we got Ghastly, Pikachu, which is also sparkly, and Houndstone, which is an evolution of Pokemon. And then work on Diamond Dot Coaster. Let me move my tweezers. A wild Amoonguss. Amoonguss? Hey, that is not the picture. There we go. Apparently, I'm trying to type all kinds of stuff. Pokey Catch. Okay, let's see. I think I did 1, 2, and 3. Looks like it. I don't. 4 is like a light sunny color too. I don't see that. Then 5 is blue. I see some 5s. Okay. Let's bring this down a little bit. Oh, there was a 4. Oh well. I was looking around, not in the center. I did find some Christmas ornamenty type diamond dot things to do for Christmas. I think there were like 20 in the pack. So my plan is to give them to people who have been subbing, if they will give me their address, of course. And send it to them, but also whatever's left over, I will put as a redeem. And I can do it and ship it to you, and you can put it on your Christmas tree. And then, next year forget who gave it to you. gem is upside down. Not gonna like turn it over and use it, but like I did all the adulting to this morning. I folded laundry, ran the wash machine cleaner, got towels put away, ordered groceries. Oh, damn. Make sure I'm not missing any bugs. Just doing the things that need to be done. Poured out way too many of those fours, but oh well. Okay, on to 6. Stream Raiders informed me that CTV underscore jar likes to lurk and place units, but it's too silent. Just say on chat. I don't know. I don't see them in like the unit where it says who's placed units, but okay. 6. My leg is like it doesn't know it. Put it up and then it hurts, and I put it down, then it hurts. It's just kind of there at this point. But I plan to pick up Fantasy and then head to base and get our prescriptions and the groceries and then come home. Chicken noodle soup is in the crockett pot. Welcome in, Rad. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Oh. I feel like it's gonna be forever till we're back in a normal groove. I'm glad you had a good weekend, though. We got some more stuff put away from, like, what the movers brought back, and switched, like things put away from how we kind of switched it up, which means you got to find a new place for things. So we got a little bit more done of that. And then the kids both had off school yesterday, and Boy Wonder still has off today. Come on, flip over. Fantasy has her first archery tournament of the season coming up on the 26th. And she's got a homecoming this weekend, this Friday. Come on, flip over. Nope, you're clear. You're not the right color. We have about 5 minutes left on this redeem, so I won't pour a ton of dots. Lord knows I get lost on where I'm at. It takes a minute to find it. So. Yeah, it's down in Little Rock, so it's not terribly far from the house. Maybe a half an hour. They're all pretty local until you hit, like nationals, and then you go to Kentucky. And then if you make it to Worlds, you go to Florida. But other than that, they're pretty local. Even States was like really local to us. Now, for others, they might have had to travel a bit for it, but our States was still about a half an hour from our house, but just kind of in a different direction. But yeah. There's like a Christian academy or something like that, and most of the tournaments are there, and then one was the States was at a different school, but still pretty close. She opted not to do 3D this time, because she said she hasn't got to practice in a bit, and they don't really practice 3D at school. It's all bullseye until you get closer to like nationals. If you make the team, then they start doing 3D too. But she has a deer. a practice deer here at home, but we're needing. We had set up her horse pad to catch any arrows that miss, but in one of the storms it ripped, so we're having to set it up a different way. And we just with the tree falling on the house and all that, we just haven't got to do it. So she hasn't got to practice. So she opted to just do bullseye this time. But she shoots an average of about 240 to 250, which is good because you can only score 300. So she scores pretty well. Just trying to use up these last couple dots instead of putting them back in the bag because there is more of this color. And that is not the right color for that bag. Yeah, it's literally 3D targets. They have like a bear cub, a wolf, like a pheasant or a turkey, an elk, a deer, and they literally shoot a 3D target, like the shape of an animal, I should say. And then the regular bullseye is just your normal like bullseye target. Ooh, can I still try to catch the silicoon? Pokey Cat Ultra Ball. Yeah, they can also shoot for the Junior Olympics, but she's not interested in that. The last Civil War pension was paid out in 2020 to the last child born to a Civil War veteran beneficiary. Wow, that seems like a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it should have been sooner, but I saw an article the other day that was like, people born after whatever, I forget what the date was, may live to be like 100 or something. And somebody commented on it and they were like, that sounds awful. And I was like, that does sound awful. Why do I want to live to be 100? My body's gonna give out long before that. Like quality of life, I don't think would be very good. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna combine these. 2 green flowers, 2 green squares, 2 red half squares, and 2 red flowers. Presents, I think that's what these are supposed to be. A spooder. And, yep, a green flower. So, green flower on the pumpkin, pumpkin in the middle. Then Skelly. And Spider. She qualifies for the veterans benefits because of medical condition that qualified her as a helpless child of a veteran. Her dad was 83 when... Holy crap! Like, dude, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I forgot to combine those. Pay no attention. Dude, Jeeves. He was like 2 steps from death's door when she was born. I mean, who knows? Maybe he was in fair condition. Because there are some people who are older who are in pretty good shape. But wow. Yeah, she was 9 when he passed. Ugh. That's I don't know. I think that falls under just because you can doesn't mean you should. But what do I know? Oh, just chests left. Yeah, that's some hinky bullshit. That's hinky. I'm all for love is just a number, but that dude was like twice and then some. Yeah, like I said, twice and then some. Still didn't get that Warby skin. Grr. Lancer skin, some Mune, some Buster Scroll. Let's move that. Let's see, I can't remember who I needed. Barbarians, what is he? Yeah, that's yeah.
Hi, I'm Danny Phantom.
Welcome in, Danny. How are you doing? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Okay. Let's put together our little window. Ooh. Lunch is always better on somebody else's dime. Well, supposedly you're supposed to be able to get them from just getting the chests or whatever, and I've gotten every single one but the War Beast. It's the last one. I didn't buy the other ones like outright. I just randomly waited and got them in the chest. So, I'm just waiting. All I need is the War Beast. It's of course the one I wanted, but Okay, let's see. Big one down here. This one there. This one there. I guess I had it right the first time. Yeah. Okay. Itchy, itchy. Come on. Okay, there you go. And I keep dropping everything out of there every time I show you guys. Because there's stuff that's not connected. Like this is just sitting on the shelf and the fish is just in a box. So every time I tip it sideways, they both fall out. That's alright. Wreaths. Okay. Welcome in, Grand Admiral Quack. That's no problem. I'm all about the lurkers. I don't mind lurkers at all. I hope your day is going well. I think I remembered to turn my closed captions on today. I did. I have a bad habit of bringing it up and then not starting them because I don't want you guys to necessarily like hear the whatever. And then I forget to turn them on. But today instead, I didn't put my mic in and then forgot to put my mic in. So one is not necessarily better than the other. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. Hydrate and the briquette tax. Okay, set that back off to the side. For hydrate, I has the cherry coke. Okay, my sorting hat's over there. Let's see. That's where we were. We need this piece, and then this piece, this piece, and this piece. Okay, so put this one on, and then okay, so that's the briquette tax. And you know what? There's all that's left is a sticker. So give me a second to figure out where I moved my tweezers to. It'll be okay. That's alright. I was like, what's left? Oh, just just the sticker? Okay, never mind. I'll finish it now. So we have our diner sign, and then we gotta put our alien on the on his little thing here. There we go. So that's our finished thingy. Let me lift it up a little bit. So, yep, we have our alien diner. And this was a gift with purchase, so I mean that's what I try to do with the gift with purchases. Just use them. For not losing its sake, I'm gonna try to just. They intend somebody to stand there and cook, which is fine. But for just the moment, while I move it later, so I don't lose it, I'm gonna stick that on there. Give me a second to roll over and grab my hat. It wound up a little far away from me. And a minifig. Okay, well, I'm putting on my hat. If you guys want to guess, I guess I'll move that slightly lower and turn off so it doesn't glare. Flag skipping. Mr. Wire, what are you doing? I keep saying I need to fix the wire in this, and I just keep not doing it, because honestly, I'm not sure how to change it, but I need to. It keeps moving all around. Okay. You're still sticking with the alien in the black suit. You figure eventually it has to be him, right? Eventually. Nope. We got this guy. He's like an alien cook. Does have a double face. You could either have that face or the two-eye face, but he does have a double face. We put his little helmet on. He's like a little cook. Let's check him off. Okay, I think I got everything. Minnie, oh, I missed the joke. Okay, let me pull up my dad jokes. Let's see. Welcome in, Laura. I appreciate the worky lurky. What do you call a sheep who can sing and dance? Lady Baba. You coming to say hello, Kitty Kitterson? Huh? You gonna say hello to the camera? You gotta say hello. You come here to cause trouble? Well, where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to go? No, those are my Legos. You can't have them. Your butt is falling off my leg, kitty. There we go. Okay, this... not you. Sorry, let me try to rearrange Kitty so she doesn't feel like she's immediately fallen off. Where are you going? You don't need on my desk. You're gonna leave? Okay. How dare you not let me play on your desk? There's a flu shot clinic through the school, too. I don't wish to get the flu shot. You can get the flu shot if you want. Okay, I'm gonna have to raise this way up. Because, give me a second. So I'll have to move it over a little bit too, so it's not in my other camera. But now we do this. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out the best way so you can see the most of it. That's what it's looking like so far. We have one bag left for the day. Snickety snackety. Chocolatey Pringles. They're not really Pringles, they're just Pringles shaped. Don't think I'm weird. Yep, grade 12. Okay, let's see. I finished a book yesterday. I haven't really started another one, so... Like, I've opened it, but I haven't really started reading it. It was called Fastlander's Phoenix It's the 5th book in the Fastlander series by T.S. Joyce. So they're shifters. So far in this crew, what do they have? 2 grizzlies that are brothers. And then a lioness. I want to say that there's 2 female grizzlies, a boar, and then a phoenix and a polar bear. So, it's about this one was about the phoenix. So he figures, to him, his animal, he's the only phoenix anymore, the last one. But to him, his animal is a curse instead of something good, because he doesn't really have any control. And when he shifts, he doesn't really remember what happens or anything. Like, he has very little control. And Lucia is the new seer on Damon's Mountain. Her dad was a seer. And so she keeps telling them of this war with lion pride that's coming. And they know it's coming because that's how they got the lioness in their crew. Because she came under, like, really to spy on them. And instead found her mate. So, who's a boar. So they know that the war is coming, but Lucia keeps having all these different visions. And they keep saying that Rek is going to play a huge part, but they don't know if it's going to be helpful or harmful to them. Because he's got no control, no anchor. So when he shifts, because the dragons are bad too. Without an anchor, the dragons will just burn everything. You know, without their mate to call them back or keep them semi-cognizant, they'll just burn everything and eat the ash. So, that's kind of Rek's problem. He doesn't have anybody to anchor him. And he's haunted by his dad, who he killed on accident. And his dad is just like, oh, yeah, see? That's all you're good for. You're just gonna kill everybody, you know. Not a nice dude. So he's gonna go, he has a plan to leave and go kill the Pride before they can attack. And Lucia keeps telling him, you know, stuff is gonna happen, and he doesn't want to hear it. So he finally does. He gets in his car and he's gonna drive and take them out before they can attack. And Lucia calls him, and she's like, if you leave, there'll be I see blood and glass. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like when do you see it? And she's like, I don't know, I just see it. And he's like, well, that's not very helpful. And so he leaves, and she calls him while he's on the road, and he's like, stay off the bridge. And he's like, well, that's more helpful. And as he's on the phone with her, a girl is coming over the bridge. Her tire blows, and she wrecks and goes into a tree. And she hits him in the process, and his truck goes off the road too, but he's, you know, it's minor. And so he can see her car, like, essentially explode. Like, the front, it, like, catches on fire and stuff. And he uses his Phoenix to pull all the fire into himself. And then he goes to grab her, and he burns her arm. Well, he opens the door, and she, like, opens her eyes, and she's like, are you okay? And he goes, what? And she goes, are you okay? Hello, Kevin. Thank you for the worky lurky. And then passes out again. So he's like, I gotta get her out of this car. So he picks her. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I forgot it. It was still up high from the thingy. Nope, one row too far. So he picks her. He goes to grab her to get her out of the car, and he burns her arm. And he like freaks out and takes off, like turns into his phoenix and flies up into the sky. Because he's kind of like distraught. Like he's trying to save her and he can't because of who he is. It's dangerous. And so then she wakes up 2 days later in the hospital, and her sister's a nurse at that hospital. Okay, let me turn that back on. I think it's gonna be Ruth, like that, but I don't know. And her sister tells her that she's been unconscious for 2 days. And there's pink roses in her room. And when she finally is able to get discharged, she's going downstairs to like call a rideshare to go home. And she gets in the elevator and there's Rhett. And she's like, it's you! You saved me! And he's like, maybe. And she's like, I remember it. And so he winds up like taking her home, giving her a ride home, because she's just gonna call a ride share. And there's just like something about her, you know? He calls to his phoenix. And she has like a bad relationship with her family, if you could even call it a relationship anymore. She kind of was like pushed out of her own family, and she's completely human. So the other thing weird about the car wreck was she caused for the first time ever, and he says she caused it, but she doesn't know how or why. She caused him to produce a green flame, which was kind of like a healing flame. Okay, one up, one down. And so he's got no clue what it is. It is a romance novel. Anyway, so she caused him to produce a green flame, which was like a healing flame. He had never produced it before. Sorry, gonna have to whoop the camera again. Yeah, I was right. It's a roof. It's a roof. Right? So they kind of form this, I don't know, friendship. And he knows he should stay away from her because, according to him, he's dangerous, you know? Bad things happen around him. He has no control, whatever. But she is like the only person who's ever asked him, like, you know, are you okay? How do you feel? Like, tries to understand him. And who just accepts that he doesn't have control. And so, because he's always, like, it's always hot around him, she starts calling him a bonfire shifter. And he's like, I'm not a bonfire shifter. And he's like, That's not even an animal. You can't be that. And she's like, well, you're not a dragon because you said that already. And he's like, I'm not a dragon. And he won't tell her what it is, what he is. And so they're supposed to have a date of sorts. And he comes to her house, but he never knocks or comes, you know what I mean? Like, it's still like he's standing her up. And so, like an hour or two after he's supposed to be there, one of the girls from his crew calls her, and well, she texts her and she goes, "How's it going with Rhett?" And she's like, "He stood me up." Millennium Makuna, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. How is everyone doing today? Oh, that's why that one looks weird. Welcome in, Cooperman. I'm pretty sure that's been 15 minutes. Okay. Welcome in, City 85. Okay, yeah. I'm getting to the shouty outs. I'm lazy, so I just use the @ symbol. Okay, some of you I think are new to me, like the sorry, I want to say it right and I'm probably still gonna say it wrong. Umbran Crow? I think you're new to me, so I'm not sure if you're a streamer or not. I tried to give fellow streamers a shout out. I say try because sometimes it doesn't happen. We are the Spookies! Oh, it helps if I, you know, if I do the whole thing, you know, that's helpful. But yes, if I miss giving you a shout out and you're a streamer, let me know and I will give you a shout out. Like I said, I attempt to give everybody who's a streamer a shout out. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. But welcome in. Tell us about your stream. How did it go? Kitty kitty. You're just messing everything up over there. Ooh, we have all the peoples. 56 allies. We did it. We did it. Set open. Next. There we go. Kitty kitties, what are you doing? I gives you the lovin's, kitties. Let's collect our goodies. Yes! Are you liking it so far? I'm really liking it. But I am a wee bit obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas, so... Okay, has a kitty visitor. You're gonna say hello, kitty kitty? She's like, no, I'm not. Don't look at me. Do you want to sit on my lap? Okay, I'll put it back down. We were looking at something. That's what I was doing, taking this off. Where did you go? It's amazing. I get that I had to get the wife would not let me build it on stream. Yet she's like, no, sir. No. Yeah, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, that was the end of that. Here we go. We were in the middle of a book talk redeem, so I was talking about a book I read. Kitty, what are you trying to do? You're falling off my lap. If you want to sit here, you have to stay. You can't keep falling. Listen, there are some sets that I think me and Crazy would have two of if it weren't just ridiculous. Kitty scritches, kitty scritches. You can't have my Legos, kitty. No matter how much you want them, you can't have them. Right? If we had more money. That came off my finger. There. Stay on this time. Now I gotta remember where I was at in the story. Sorry. I'm trying to think of where I was. Oh yeah, he stood her up. So the girl from his crew then sends her a video and says, if it makes you feel any better, I don't think he's very happy that he did it. And he's like, there's one trailer that they're currently attempting to put out, and like the woods are on fire. He's just sitting there, and she's like, I think he needs a friend. And she goes, you're his friend. And she goes, if you ask him, we are most definitely not his friends. He needs you. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong angle. There's the right angle. And she goes, so come up here and be his friend. And she's like, maybe. And she's like, Just do it. Just get in your car and come here and be his friend. And she's like, fine. And so she's like making deals with herself. Like, if I reach in the cabinet and I pull out a container that's too small to hold the lasagna I made, it's a sign I shouldn't go. And she pulls out like the exact size she needs. And the lid is right with it. And then she's like, okay, if I pull this out and it's too small to hold the sides, I'm not, it's a sign I shouldn't go. And again, it's like the perfect size. And she's like, and she's like, fine, I guess these are signs that I should go, not that I shouldn't go. And so she gets all ready and she drives up there. And because they know the war is coming, everybody from Damon's Mountain is pretty much camped out at their trailer park, waiting for the war to come so that they can help them when it does. And so she drives up there and there's just tents and campers and all kinds of stuff. And she's like, certainly there aren't this many people in their crew. When I looked it up on the registry, their crew only had like 9 people in it and a kid. So she gets there and the girl waves her up and she's like, come on, he needs you. And she's like, I don't really think he does. And she's like, I really think he does. And so she goes up to him and he's like, I don't want you here. Like, I stood you up. And she's like, I know you did. But she's a therapist, so she kind of knows all those, tricks for pushing people away. And she's like, but I was told you need a friend. And he's like, not you. And she's like, you're trying to push me away? And he's like, I don't want you here. Go away. And she's like, I don't believe you. And she's like, I'm going to sit next to you. And he's like, don't. And she's like, I'm going to do it anyway. And he's like, why? Just go away. I don't want you. And she's like, I don't believe that either. And so she just sits next to him. And she's like, tell me about your bad day. Like, tell me about your worst anything, everything. And so he's like, why? And she's like, because I want to know you. And he's like, why? And she's like, because I do. And he's like, nobody cares. And she's like, I care. And so he proceeds to tell her, like, why he thinks the way he does and whatnot. And she just tells him, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. You know, even though it feels like it's not okay to feel that way, it is. It's okay to feel that way. I thought we would finish this one today, but I guess not. Sorry, trying to turn the house so you guys can. So there's that side, and then this way. I need to go get a new Bricadex, because I think it didn't make it in here. I think actually the box is still closed in the living room. But Jack's house, well, almost Jack's house, almost completed. But how much longer? 20 minutes. Okay. Give me a second and I will go get the new Bricadex. I'll put you on that screen for just a second while I crutch it to the living room. Okay. Back. Sorry about that. I have. We can either do this one as brick tax or this one. And this one has two faces. You can do this or this. The pumpkin. Okay. Let me set the other one down here. Well, wherever. Where I'm not gonna lose it. And slide Jack off to the side here. Right, and as she basically accepts him for who he is and all his baggage, he produces that green flame again. And like all of a sudden the trailer is, it's not repaired to like full, but it's not, it just looks like pieces are missing, like it was never on fire though. And the trees heal and all this, and they're like, this green flame is healing. So it's really weird. Like, he's never done that before, and he's like, you're dangerous. And she's like, me? I'm just a human. And he's like, you're far more than just a human. I guess this is the pamphlet. Oh yeah, for the light up brick. Let's find bag 1. That's bag 2. And bag 3. Here's bag 3. Set that down there. And so then he takes off into the skies. Like he's got to release, you know, pent up energy. And so she's like, okay, but I can't just leave. I have, like, she had to wait until he came back. And so the others are talking to her. So that's the brick tax. The others are talking to her and like, you know, you're doing a good thing. And there's a guy, his name's Damon Day. He's like the creator of the mountains, essentially. Like, he's the one who started all these crews on the mountain. Because he's the blue dragon. And he needed people underneath him to keep his dragon steady. We still aiming for the black dragon with the green head? If anybody else wants to guess. I don't weigh mine like Quack, but nonetheless, we have fun opening them. Paper. Nope. This time we got... What did we get? I think this one. Yeah, that one. But hey, knock on wood, we haven't gotten any doubles yet, so... Oh, other way. This one have a little... how to do's it. She does have 2 faces. She got lippies and then like a grrr. And then she got a robot penguin. And she has hair or a helmet. but we'll do hair. I wish I could, like, attach the helmet somewhere, but... And, like, an electric chainsaw, like, plasma chainsaw. We'll put the helmet on the penguin. I keep leaving my pen places. Okay. Booster packs. I guess I can pull this back down here like I had it at the beginning of the stream. First up is Chandelure. Then Monkey Dory, which is shiny. And then a Punkaboo. I think that's the one Steel wants, is a Punkaboo. Thought I heard something at the back door. It could be a bird. There's been a bird, like, being all crazy outside. Fuecoco? I think that's how you say it. I don't honestly know. Fezandipity? Again, I don't actually know, but this one's sparkly too. It's shiny. And then, Gourgeist? Yeah. But it's the evolution of Punkaboo. And then we have DeCoaster. But yes, so she waits for him to come back, and of course, the hanky-panky ensues when he does. And then she's just kind of like accepted as part of the crew. And the other girls are like, you know, they invite her to go thrift shopping with them and things like that, hit up yard sales. And during the day, they're explaining to her that, like, to her it seems fast, but they're shifters and things move on a different timetable. And that even though, you know, even if Wreck the man is unsure, his phoenix is not. Like, the animal knows. And so it's okay to, you know, be worried that it's too fast or feel like it's too fast, but it's really not. And so she's sending them pictures of... Oh, that's it. So her phone, she lets him know that her parents invited her to a birthday party that night. And he's like, whose birthday is it? And she goes, my ex's. And he goes, wait, your parents are throwing your ex-boyfriends a birthday party, but they don't really talk to you anymore? And she's like, that's the gist of it. I'm even surprised they invited me, but they probably heard that I'm seeing somebody new, and this is their way of trying to bring me back in line. And he's like, make sure she buys an outfit for tonight, because we're all going party crashing. And the one other girl in the crew was like, technically, if she's invited, it's not party crashing. And he's like, yeah, but we weren't invited. And she goes, still not party crashing. She was invited, and she invited us. No party crashing. But I get ya. We'll make sure it's taken care of. And so during the day, because she's already explained to him kind of what happened, but she explains to the rest of them that her aunt got pregnant young, and her parents were all set to adopt the baby. And then, very close to the end, her aunt decided that she wanted somebody outside of the family to adopt the baby because she didn't want to have to see the baby every day. You know what I mean? Which is understandable. It's hard enough to agree to give up your baby, but then to still kind of see it every day would be hard. So she adopted it outside the family. And that really hurt her parents. And so her parents had her, but only to fill the void. Try not to fall asleep at said meeting. And so, when the girl turned 18, she, I guess, heard the story and came to find the people who were supposed to have adopted her. And they opened her with, they were so excited to get to meet her, and essentially pushed their own daughter out the family to have the daughter that they were supposed to have. They could finally have her now. And so she's not even really part of her family anymore. Her parents don't want her anymore. They have the child they were supposed to have, so they don't need her anymore. And so the other girls are like, that's bullshit. We're not gonna let them do that to you. We're gonna show you what family's really like tonight. And so as they're shopping, she's like taking pics and sending to him, and then she takes a video and sends it to him. And he calls her, and he's I can't wait to see you, blah 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 blah. And she blurts out, I like you, and then hung up because she's too afraid to say I love you, but he knows that's what she meant, and she knows that's what she meant. And then she messaged him back, and she's like, never mind, I'm sorry, just don't worry about it. And so when they get ready to leave, they're like, we gotta make a pit stop. And she's like, okay. And they pull up at this house, and she's like, where are we? And she's like, don't worry about it, he'll be here in a minute. He told us to bring you here. And anyway, some of us have to go to work now. We'll unload your stuff at the trailer, and you can see it later. And so there he is. He unbuckles her, picks her up, and takes her out of the car, and then he takes her like around the side of the house and kisses her. And then he just walks away, and she's like, what the hell? But his shifter hearing allows him to know that there's somebody coming. He builds fences for a living. Like, that's his day job. And the woman who hired him to put this fence in has been hitting on him. And so she like peeks around the corner, and the woman's like, he goes, Timber, this is Mrs. Whatever. And she's like, Drea, I told you to call me Drea. And he's like, whatever. And he's like, anyway, this is, Timber looks at the lady, and she's like, employee, friend, helper. And he's like, this is my woman. She's come to help me so I can get this done today. And the lady's like, oh, I didn't know you were attached. And he's like, how would you? And she's like, well, when I looked you up on the registry. And he's like, why did you look me up on the registry? He's like, anyway, it doesn't matter. This is my woman. We're going to finish the fence. And then the woman's like, well, I'm not paying for extra help. And he's like, the quote is the quote. I'm not changing it. So you're not paying more for her to be here. And then when the lady goes back inside, she's like, is that why you asked me to be dropped off here? He's like, she has been on me since I got here yesterday. And she's like, so that's it? You just wanted me to deflect, so to get her to leave you alone? And he's like, no, I wanted you here because it didn't feel right that she was trying to do that to me. You know, I have you. She needs to know that. And she's like, oh, okay. So she sets about helping him finish the fence and whatnot. And then they go home and get ready for the party and everything. And they get to the bar, and the crew immediately starts ordering drinks and stuff. And her mom comes out and was like, what are you doing here? And she's like, you invited me. What do you mean, what am I doing here? And she's like, damn your sister. She did the invitation. She invited you. And she's like, I thought it was too good to be true. And then her ex comes out and was like, why are you here? And she's like, it's a bar. I can be wherever I want. And he's like, and the mom goes, her sister invited her. And he's like, listen, you can have your family reunion another night. This is, or on a different holiday. This is my birthday. And one of the guys from the crew was like, did he just equate his birthday to a holiday? And the other one's like, sure sounded like it. What an idiot. And so basically they kind of have it out, like right there in the bar, in a sorts. The sister is like, I finally get it. You guys talk about how bad Timber is, but she's never once asked me to choose between you guys and her. And she never talks about you guys behind your back like you talk about her behind her back. What is wrong with you guys? You pushed her out of her own family that she was born into for people that kiss your ass. She's like, well, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I finally see that it's you guys who are the bad guys, not her. And so she's like, you guys can either stay here and they'll talk shit about you all night where you can hear it, or we could go to this other bar down the road that's fantastic. And so they all go to this other bar. And then, of course, it goes to like essentially the next day. And she wakes up and she's like, he's like, how you feeling? You drank about 1 million shots last night. And she's like, I think it was just 4. And he's like, you look like you drank 1 million. He's like, time to get up. I got something to show you. And so he takes her to meet his mom. And his mom is like over the moon to meet her. You know, you brought my baby boy back to me, da-da-da-da-da-da. Because Rek has felt like he couldn't be around people. He couldn't let people close because of his animal. And she is helping him realize that's not true. And so they hang out with his mom and talk and whatnot. And then, you know, it's time to go. And she's a therapist, she does have patience. So I heard the stream whales. We'll do it right there. There's 117 allies. And 33 enemies. That's gonna be anticlimactic. Be fun! Okay, Ms. And then go. And then who else we got? Move. I don't think I can finished any quests, but I will double check. One more barbarian. Thinking. Okay, there's that. So she goes and she, you know, has her appointment today with a client. So it's her client is supposed to be there, her patient is supposed to be there at noon. And she remembers from their last appointment that she really hates like being tardy. And her husband is like perpetually tardy, so it's like a big standing point in their relationship. And it's really weird. She's like, so she's getting ready to call her to see if maybe something happened, because things do happen. Traffic, you know, you get caught up at work, whatever. And then the girl comes in like a half an hour late, which is really weird, like for that client. And so she's already kind of got her hackles up, like something is wrong. And she's like, I was just about to call you. I know how you hate being late. And she's like, I do. And she's like, yeah. And I mean, she's got sunglasses on that she doesn't want to take off. And she's like, you can take, are the lights too bright? You need me to dim them? And the lady's like, no, I just want to keep my sunglasses on. And she's like, okay, that's really weird. And so she starts like asking her things. And she's like, huh? She's like, your husband. And she's like, I'm not married. And she's like, I could have sworn you said you were married at our last appointment. And she's like, no. And then starts talking about how she just recently met this guy, but she's not sure she wants to keep seeing him. How he's a shifter with a dark side. And then she says, that's the reason I'm late. We were together in wherever. And like she kind of gets in a haze because that's where Rec was. And he told her that he was at some kind of bid meeting thing, and he wasn't gonna be able to be back in time to take their date. They could still have it would just have to be later. And so now she thinks that he was lying to her and he's cheating on her. Miss Kitty. No, you can't have the plastic, Miss Kitty. No. And so she's like, I'm so sorry, we're gonna have to cut this meeting short. I'm not feeling well all of a sudden. And she's like, but I still have 20 minutes left. And she's like, there'll be no charge for this appointment. I'll email you with dates. We can reschedule. And so she calls her sister and is like, he's cheating on me. And she's like, nuh-uh. And she's like, he is. And she's like, have you talked with him? Maybe you're confused. Like, maybe it's not as bad as you think. Like, maybe there was just a miscommunication somewhere. And so she messages him and she's like, you have anything to tell me? And he's like, I won the bid? And she's like, nope, try again. And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, who's Kendra? Or I met Kendra, and then blocks him. Miss Kitty, what are you doing? Hello, Tad is loose in chat. This kitty is like having a baby all over again. Hold me, hold me, hold me. We are in ads. What are you doing, Miss Kitty? So then she blocks him, and she blocks all of the Fastlanders. Calls her sister back, and was like, "Nope, he's definitely cheating on me, and now he's like acting like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I just want to get out of here." And she's like, "Okay, let me talk with some of my coworkers and see if I can't get it cleared, and like find somebody to cover my shifts for the next couple days. Find a place we can go for a couple days as like a sister retreat." And so, meanwhile, Rec gets to the trailer park, and he's like, so confused. And they're like, "Dude, what's wrong?" And he's like, "Nothing, leave me alone." And then he's like, "Sloan, you're a girl, right?" She's like, "Last time I checked, I do have a vagina." And he's like, "If a girl texts you, and then, or if you try to text a girl and it doesn't go through, and you're pretty sure there was a misunderstanding, would it be creepy if you went to her house to talk it out?" And she's like, "What happened? I need to like context, And so he tells her about the text, and the one guy, Owen, is like, "No, you definitely need to go to her house and check it out." Like, and he's like, "What if I did and I waited an hour and she never showed up?" He's like, "I don't know then." And she's like, "Well, let me try." And then she's like, "Nope, she's blocked me too." And then so the other people try, and they're like, "Nope, blocked me too." Like the people that are there. And he's like, "Let me call her sister." And so he calls her sister and asks if she's talked to her. She's like, "No." And so he goes to the hospital to talk to her, and she still can't get a hold of her. And they're like, "Okay, he's like, I have to trust my animal, and he's telling me something isn't right." And so they go to her house together, and he's like, "It smells like somebody else in here." And they're like, "Okay." And so they tried different things, like trying to figure out where she went. Like they're trying to think. And then they find a note on the table, but it's written in somebody else's handwriting. And that's when they really start to get worried. So then it flips back to her point of view. She wakes up in a trunk. "Madam, it's really hard to hold you." Okay. You want that? You want back there? There. She wakes up in a trunk, and she is bleeding, and she can kind of hear what sounds like one half of a conversation. And she realizes, as she's awake a little bit longer, things start to come back, that she's been kidnapped and obviously injured. What is she supposed to do now? And she can hear that they're talking about the war that's been coming for a while. And how it's obviously a female, how she has been given this babysitting task when she needs to be on that mountain in that war. She'll be of help, not, more help than sitting here doing nothing. Blah, blah, blah. And so then she realizes somebody else is in the trunk with her, and it's the Red Dragon. So Damon Day has a son, and he's the Red Dragon. They kidnapped the Red Dragon's mate as well, which is Noguda. She's a polar bear / witch. But they gave her some drug that suppresses her animal and her witch powers. So, and she's been like stabbed in the stomach. It's not good. And so she's like, "That girl's gonna get off the phone soon, and we're gonna be out of time. You need to change me." And she's like, "What?" And she's like, "You want that?" And she's like, "That girl out there," because she's like, "Get the knife out of my boot." And she's like, "That girl out there is a lioness. she's got teeth and claws. I need more than a knife. And so Raya bites her on the wrist and turns her into a polar bear. And so when the girl goes to lift the trunk, by that point the bear is very much awake inside of her and takes over and attacks her, kills her. And then so Raya and the red dragon have a connection. You know, they can talk to each other. And so she's leading them to she's leading Rek and the red dragon to her and Timber. And so they get there, and Timber uses the green flame to heal Raya, and then Raya uses her witch powers to teleport them back to the mountain before the war gets too far along and he can't be, they can't help. And he thinks that Timber is now a lioness, that the lion shifter changed her. He doesn't realize that Raya is the one who changed her, and that she's a polar bear. So the war starts. They've got to do what they've got to do. So he's like, the one girl in their crew is pregnant, so she can't shift. And they saw that in the visions. Lucia saw it. So he's like, get the boy, because there's a little boy who lives in the crew too. His mom is a lioness, but she's been changed recently. He was born human, so he will stay that way until he's 18 and he can decide himself. And so they have to get the little boy and the pregnant lady away from the war, And so they start running through the woods looking for the boy and all this kind of stuff. And the whole time she's having to take people out. And so finally they kind of get to a safe spot. Lots has happened, obviously, that I'm not going to talk about because there's way too much to explain. But, they're getting ready to leave the mountain, and they're like, you have to go back. Lucia comes with a car, and everybody's getting in, and they're like, she goes, not you. And she goes, why not? And she's like, because you have a job to do. You are needed on this mountain. You have to go back, and you have to stop Rek. He's not going to be able to stop himself. He needs you as his anchor. He'll just burn the whole mountain down. He'll kill all our friends. It won't matter. He can't distinguish good from bad, friend from foe. So she's running, and they're like, if Ace is still on the mountain, he'll find you and get you there faster, because he's part lion, part vampire. His mom was a vampire and his dad was a lion. And he's got all kinds of neat tricks because of it. He can turn into a purple flock of bats. Purple smoke and a flock of bats. And that's what he does, and he takes her back faster. And there's Damon Day dead on the ground, the big blue dragon, and everything's on fire. And Vyre is just his dragon doesn't know what to do. He just keeps eating the ashes and flying around as Rek continues to burn everything. And so she's got to figure out a way to get his attention. And so she uses his given name instead of Rek and gets him to whatever. And he basically lights everything up with his green flame, which is healing, and brings people back to life, good and bad. And then it expends so much energy that essentially he dies because he expands too much energy. And so then they've got to revive him, which they do. But I'm not going to tell you how they do that either. You have to read that part yourself. But yeah. So in the end, everybody is alive and well, even their enemies, unfortunately. But the police were there, So hopefully those who don't get arrested and go to shifter prison, you know, they'll get taken care of in other ways. Okay, I think that's all. Oh nope, there's some more A. So then they like fast forward to the epilogue, and it's Timber and Rex. Josiah is his real name. It's their wedding, and they're married now. And Damon Day stands up to do like a toast, and he says he's got something special for him, and he hands him all these papers. He's like, I know you requested to leave this crew, and I'm gonna grant that request. And he's like, no, that was before. Like, I'm a Fastlander. And he's like, no, you were never meant to stay a Fastlander. You were just meant to help with the war. And he's like, I need more land and more people under me, and you're gonna make that happen. And he hands him like essentially a deed to this land, and says, you're gonna be the new alpha of this crew. And he says they're gonna go off to this other area. So that's what the next series will be. She does like 5 books in a series, but they're really all connected. It's one giant series, really. Like their mini series is underneath all one big series. And her name is T.S. Joyce. But she has written about like every kind of shifter you can think about. There's a flying squirrel shifter, an armadillo shifter, crocodile shifters, panthers, gorillas, boars, bears, dragons, everything you can think of. There's a healthy dose of comedy thrown in with the like heavy stuff. Her hubby's a book cover model, and his name's Johnny James, but we always refer to him as the Giant, because he really is a giant. But that was the book I read yesterday. I think according to Goodreads, I've read 198 books this year. Welcome in, Alex. How are you doing today? We did 4 more bags in the Nightmare Before Christmas set, and then a bunch of redeems. And this was like the last redeem, so I just kept going. Are you feeling any better? I know you said your foot was better, but your back was still bugging you. Stay connected. Keep dropping. There we go. Joe won't go to sleep. Oh no. Welcome in. That's alright. If you fell asleep, you probably needed to sleep. That happens. How goes the move? Yeah, it's one of those things. You're like, As long as it isn't so sore that, like, it stops you from doing daily things. But even sometimes it's that too, so. So I found and ordered some Christmas ones. I know I had talked about it before, finding some kind of, whether they're coasters or ornaments or whatever, some kind of Christmassy ones to do. And the idea was that I would send, if somebody subscribed and they're willing to give me their address, I would send them one just for being a subscriber. And the rest I would put up on a redeem. So I found and ordered some. I think they're going to be here tomorrow or Thursday. But I will show you guys those when they come. I believe they're double-sided, like the dumpsters I have for when you reach 9 months. You have a stream baby. You have a stream flaming dumpster. One more thing from a breakdown. I feel ya. It seems when you're getting ready to move, like literally everything in its grandma breaks or goes wrong. Our boiler broke. We had repairs done, and something else on it broke. Waiting for the repair guys as white stuff is hitting the ground. We can't list it until the heat. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like I said, though, I feel like almost like the more ready you are to move or excited, the more things go wrong in that interim, and you're like, listen, I'm just done. It wasn't quite the same as for us. I see your booster and I will do it. I just want to finish this little section. When we were moving from Nebraska to Virginia, granted we lived in military housing, so we didn't have to fix the things, but like the month or two leading up, you know, we were trying to get everything in order. And then we went in our basement one day and there was just water all over the floor. So we called maintenance. They came and said that the hot water heater, of course.
Hello there.
Welcome in, Devin. That the hot water heater cracked. And we're like, okay, are you going to fix it? And they're like, well, you're moving soon. So no, we'll just, unless something else happens or more water, you know, like a lot more than what already is slowly leaking out, we'll just fix it when you move. And then, so we had to pay to have somebody come clean the house so that it would be up to the Air Force's standards when we moved out, because I just wasn't up to cleaning it myself. Normally I do, but I just wasn't that time. And when the cleaners came, you know, the movers came, packed all their stuff up, took that. Then the cleaners came to clean, and the person from like the housing office came, and they closed our bathroom because we had complained that, because when you went down in our basement, you could see like the wood like cracking and chipping and falling on the ground. Ooh. Yeah. It can be bad. But so we again, we'll fix it when you move. So when the housing people came around, they actually closed our bathroom off because they were worried that it would like literally fall through the floor. But we had been living like that for like months, and they didn't care until it could have been the movers that something happened, and then all of a sudden, oh, we didn't know. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, where was the caring when we were calling you guys out? And they're like, oh, we didn't see it. And I was like, well, maintenance came out and literally, because I wasn't getting stuck paying for anything, I had them write, like, if it was like we have to wait for a part to come in, I would have them write that on the bottom of the work order, like, must wait for part. If they said, we're not going to fix it until you move, I had them write that on the bottom. So I went and got my file folder of like work orders where they had just written, we'll fix it when you move. We'll fix it when you move. And apparently a lot of people got in trouble because of us, because they were just doing that to people. We'll fix it when you move instead of fixing it now. Because some people know that they're going to move like 6 months out and some people don't. Some it's really quick and some for quite a while. But as soon as they knew you were moving, they didn't want to fix anything. I'll just wait until you move. So apparently a lot of people in the maintenance department got in trouble after that. I can't say I'm sorry about it though, because a lot of stuff could have gone wrong. Okay, so this coaster is done. Now there's only... Ooh, I think I just dropped them on the table. Okay. Cooperate, little beads. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it seems like when you're really ready to move, that's when things are like wonky. Okay, let's see. Minifig. Last one. I gotta order some more. So far, fingers crossed, we haven't gotten any duplicates of the space ones. So let's see what our last one is. Haha, the one Crazy's been trying to... This is the one Crazy has guessed like all day today. Was this one. Oh, I see how it goes now. Maybe that's not how it goes. Where did I put my paper? Here we go. Opposite direction, maybe? Ah, yes, there we go. I'll get it right eventually. Whoop whoop. This is the one Crazy has been guessing all day. So, he'll be happy. Not that he missed it, but that I finally got it. His little outfit is all... It matches the brick plates you stand them on. It's got little stars all over it. So, there we go. Then we have a booster packs and a bricked tax. And we finished our space diner. We've moved on to a pumpkin. It was the last, maybe even still the current gift with purchase. Oh, this is a one we just got, the Chandelier. Ogre-Pon, which is sparkly, shiny, and Sprigatito. And then the Fuecoco. Monkadori, which again is shiny, sparkly, whatever, and the Puckaboo. I need to go through them and write how many I have of each, because I'm trying to keep track. Attempting to keep track, I should say. This one. There we go. That was the brick tax. But yeah, it was definitely scary because I kept telling them that I didn't like how spongy the floor was and stuff. We had been complaining like the entire 7 years we lived there about it. Okay, snickety snackety. I will do it as there we go. As the battle is happening. Come on. We're probably not gonna survive this one, but that's okay. Nope. We died. That's okay. I need to find somebody to raid into. We can raid into Lilin. If I can spell her name right. Let's collect that. I will look at that. I saw it before, and I will look at the link in a moment. Raid Lilin or Lily. Oh no, I had it right. There we go. Okay. I'm always convinced I'm going to type it wrong. And a fair amount of times I have typed it wrong. Thank you for everybody who came out and hung out today, who played Stream Raiders, who just hung out, all the worky lurkies. Thank you to everyone for stopping by. Thank you for Millennium Makuna for the raid. I'll be back Thursday to finish the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not sure what we're doing next week. Well, I know what we're doing next Thursday, but I will attempt to. I have to pick up a minion from school and then go pick up some groceries I ordered. I do the drive up and they just throw them in the back of your car. And pick up some prescriptions. But so maybe a slightly busy afternoon. But thank you again for everybody. I hope things go well with the house, that it gets fixed quickly and doesn't cost an arm and a leg, because I know that's always a worry too. And hopefully I will see you guys Thursday. And if not, I wish you all a happy week, a good week.